Hi, I'm Henry Lee of BlueHeronArts.com. Now I'm going to talk about Fu Baoshi, one of the greatest artists in 20th century China. So during my trip in Nanjing, one of my important agenda is to visit his museum, Fu Baoshi Museum, in his old residence. So I went there in the afternoon, sunny afternoon in late November. Here's the video. Now I'm at the Fu Baoshi Museum on the way to the former residence of home of Master Fu Baoshi. Here is the residence of Master Fu Baoshi. This is his residence and studio. This is the statue of Baoshi. This is the front door entry. Now I'm inside the house. This is Fu Baoshi's guest room or living room. This is where he would critique on paintings brought in by his fellow artists. This is the sofa they are sitting on. Outside you can see some a roof of some old buildings. These are the Kinming University. My parents used to study here. Now let's go to other room. And here is his studio, but the door is not open today. Unfortunately, I used to see his table with brushes. Room is not available for visitors anymore. And there are other bedrooms. Here are some family portraits. Here is a family portrait. Here's a picture taken on the way up here. You can see my shadow there, so let me take a picture with the Master Fu. I'm so honored to be here, to revisit his home and feel very spiritually connected with the Master. Master Fu to look out from the door into his garden, where you can see the statue of Master Fu Baoshi, and there's these beautiful pine trees. Now there's a little museum next to it. So I'm going to go inside his museum. That's his statue. Baoshi is a very famous seal engraving artist. He studied the seal script since he was 8 years old. And he also went to Japan to study art in his youth age. This is his book on seal engraving art. This is his seal, his name chop. He's also a scholar of Chinese art history. In Japan, he spent time on the subject of Chinese archaeology and art history. He's a Japanese professor. He held one-man show of seal engraving art in Japan in 1934. That's the entrance of the exhibition. During the anti-Japanese war, he became professor of the Central University in Chongqing, and he studied and taught art history of China, especially Shitao and early Chinese landscape. It was in Chongqing, Jingangpo, where he lived. He spent lots of time painting and created his unique style of Chinese painting. After the 1949 Communist Revolution, he actively involved in the revolutionization of traditional Chinese landscape. He painted plein air, outdoors, in front of the real landscapes, and revolutionized the traditional brush and ink techniques to reflect the socialist realism. He created the Nanjing School of Chinese landscape painting together with a group of artists. He also visited the Eastern Europe socialist countries, exchanged ideas of socialist realism with them, he created some large mural painting in the People's Congress Hall. This is the working photo. This is how big this painting is. Together with Guan Shan Yue, this is the most famous painting he did. Still hang on the wall of People's Hall in Beijing. He was the founder of the new Nanjing School. He founded the Academy, Fine Art Academy of Jiangsu Province. Here are some brushes that Master Fu Baoshi used. I can recognize some are the soft sheep hair brush, and some are mountain horse brush, probably made in Japan. And this one is the split brush that he would use to paint the famous Baoshi Cun, or the Baoshi wrinkle strokes with. Must be a wash brush, super wash brush. And you can see he tied the bottom of the brush with the strings. That's a tip I just learned from this visit. He used lots of wet wash to create an atmosphere. I really like this one. The inscription says Baoshi wrote in Nanjing, or Jingling, the other name of Nanjing. He didn't use the word paint, he used wrote. So he considered himself in the literary tradition. He's a scholar to begin with.